Good morning. I'm just getting ready for work, and I realize there's a lot of beautiful messages that are going across the airwaves. I listened to one this morning by Charles Stanley about the peace of God. And it is interesting, all of these things that I'm listening to, and then when I awaken and I hear from God myself in the sense of where I feel like He's speaking to me. I feel like He's speaking to me in places where it's kind of like I kind of want to run. And it's not because He's just speaking it to me, He's just speaking to me on the level of how and what condition our world is in, and what condition of our laws and other things are in, and all these things that break His heart, and all these things that also, the word hostile was in the word as well. And then I kind of looked at that, and I've said it before about, like Dad's coming home, you've done something, Dad's going to turn you around. God disciplines those He loves, and in that discipline, it's not a fluffy, beautiful thing. It's kind of a painful and fearful thing. And the word says in Psalms 34 in verse 9, it says many times in here, but it says, "Fear the Lord, you His godly people, for those who fear Him will have all they need." I look at that word, and sometimes the word fear kind of confuses me because we're taught not to, look at that like fear God. But once again, I think God was just trying to show me that it's a sense of awareness that He is a dad, He is a father, He has a father's heart. Not only is He a father to love, but He also is a father to turn us around and show us the right way. And sometimes that can be kind of painful for us. At least it has been for me, even with my own earthly father. And then in the word it says too, I love this, it says, the righteous person faces many troubles, but the Lord comes to rescue each time. The Lord protects the bones of the righteous, not one of them is broken. Calamity will surely overtake the wicked, and those who hate the righteous will be punished. But the Lord will redeem those who serve Him. No one who takes refuge in Him will ever be condemned. And this is the word that I keep getting from the Lord, is talking about what's happening in our world right now, and how He wants us to turn ourselves towards Him and His character and His person. And one thing I was dealing with myself is peace. I hear people say that peace. Something happened to me last night. I came home from work and I turned on something. I wanted to see people that I love and care for, in the sense of, just to brothers and sisters in the Lord, and wanting to, just get myself right back into that place of just, hearing God's word, spending time with the Lord, resting before I have to go to work the next day, because honestly, work is really tough for me right now because there's some tensions. But I'm trying to work through that and resolve that in a way that there's grace and love and understanding and enlightenment and growth for me. But in that being said too, it's been tough. I came home and I just wanted to just kind of submerge myself into, and I heard something that just kind of, it wasn't discipline or fear of God. It was just something that turned me to a place of sadness again. And that's another thing God's been working with me on, being sensitive to other people, being sensitive, like just with the mask thing, being sensitive. Maybe you don't want to wear a mask, but you have to be sensitive to those around you. Mine was just basically somebody addressing their losses, and then they addressed the loss that happened to me, which was very close to my heart, which is my family and my son. It wasn't the loss in itself, it was the measure of detail that sent me over the edge of wanting to run away from that moment, because I still deal with that in my head, and it's a really fragile, frail, and authentic place for me with God. That's really hard for me in my loss of family, in death. Even though I know that they are with the Lord, it still is something that has done something to my brain and to my person. And in that being said, God has just been showing me all these things that He does to grow us up, all these things that happen, and things to help us to understand that maybe we have a concept of Him, but maybe we don't have a sensitivity to His Spirit, or we're not sensitive to the spirit of others, whatever it may be. But in that being said, the most important thing is to understand that He is a God who's also coming back for a pure and ready and emerged and dressed in his likeness, in his person. And as he looks to that now, he's putting that together, but he's dealing with it as well, and sometimes that's painful. But in that being said, as his word says, once again, a reminder in 34, it says, but the Lord will redeem those who will serve him. No one who takes refuge in him will be condemned. So, yeah, this morning, I guess I just want to take refuge in him too, because my heart is just, just be encouraged. Know that he loves you. And if you feel the pain of certain things, know that the Father does love us, even when things feel difficult. Give me, Lord, what I need. Turn my heart, God, back to thee. If I don't know everything, I look to you. Turn my heart, Lord, to your thoughts. Turn my face, God, where you are, but where you're not. Need more of you. Yeshua, dress me in love, make me what you know I am. Father, look to you. Under the somebody, I look to you. Bring us back, God. Give us your heart. Bring us to you, Father. Burn in our hearts. Turn to you, God. us back to you. On the Sunday, under the shade, turn us back to Abba Father, precious Jesus, Holy Spirit, turn us back to back